Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. It is a new week, and that means that later on this week, we're going to see yet another new update drop in Modern Warfare 3. Potentially, I guess, multiple updates, since that seems to be a pretty common trend right now. We had like 3 go live last week, but we actually already have a pretty good idea of what various things will be changing in-game with this week's upcoming update, whether it be on the content side of things or on the more core gameplay side of things. We've got some important updates coming up, and so today, we're breaking down all of the quote-unquote early patch notes, if you will. So as we get into it, if you enjoy the video, do me a favor, drop a like on it. It's always appreciated. And if you're new here, you want to guarantee that every single day you're in the know for all things going on in COD, whether it's news, updates, meta breakdowns, I got you covered. So feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. But initially here, we did actually have a small update go live over the weekend that you might have missed. And this is definitely some very good news for those of you who have actively been grinding Modern Warfare Zombies, whether it's just for the actual mode or if you're cheesing out that easier weapon XP in a more stress-free environment as opposed to multiplayer. Now, there are the crashes and the random disconnects that make you lose your inventory, so there's still some stress, but hey, regardless, for Modern Warfare Zombies, there were some big issues going on where if you put hours and hours and hours into the mode, you got absolutely zero Battle Pass XP basically for your Season 6 Battle Pass if you have not already completed that. And over the weekend, they actually ended up updating this some with the last patch notes update that we broke down. It was in the patch notes there, but then they also added saying, we rolled out a fix for Battle Pass XP, and we will soon be retroactively granting players the XP that they would have earned for the time played in matches from launch until the fix was deployed. So this is basically going to be an upcoming update here where they're going to look at your play time in game within Zombies and say, okay, this person played for 8 hours in Zombies. That means they need 8 hours of whatever the Battle Pass XP earn rate would be granted to their Battle Pass for Season 6 if it's not complete. Now, if it's already complete, you're not really going to gain anything out of that, unfortunately. But yeah, definitely nice there that they are actually giving that back to players if it was bugged for you when you were first initially playing. Now, looking more towards this week's official update, it should be happening on Wednesday. Yet again, that seems to be the official update days for at least these standard weekly updates, where we're going to be getting some new weekly challenges. Yet again, this week, a new shot at maybe another aftermarket part and getting one tier closer to the ultimate camo for the preseason. But also, we're going to see a new playlist update go live this week. And thanks to the in-game countdown timers, we already know that we're going to see 2 new playlists added into the rotation, 2 of which I think players are going to be very excited to see. We've got Rust 24/7 coming up, so if you are on that camo grind, Rust is your best friend. Whether you need double kills with your launcher or stun kills or whatever the case may be, that's going to be fantastic for grinding out those camos or just maxing out your weapons. And we're also going to see a 10v10 mosh pit, and that in particular I am very excited about, because this is something I've had as sort of like a criticism with MW3 multiplayer. Even though these are maps that I love, back in the day we used to be able to play with some larger player counts on them here and there with ground war and whatnot, and now 6v6 on some of these maps just doesn't work. You can run around on derail and play 6v6 and just find no one, right? Even on some of the not massive maps like Wasteland and Derail, 6v6 can feel a little slow sometimes. So 10v10 is going to be awesome to experiment around with on these maps, especially with the new movement now. We're going to end up seeing some of the most chaotic gameplay ever on these maps, so I'm really excited to jump in and see how exactly that flows. Outside of that, we should be seeing some new patch notes drop this week as well. And while Wednesdays are our standard routine weekly update days for the playlists and for the weekly challenges, and that's oftentimes when we do see patch notes go live, occasionally we'll get the random Tuesday update or the random Friday update. So it's possible that we do see some other updates go out there. Just a heads up in regards to that. Of course, if there are any patch notes going out by surprise or when they do officially come out, I'll be talking about them, breaking them down ASAP, so stay tuned for those. But right now, we do actually have a pretty good insight into some of the patch notes that we should be seeing this week, thanks to the Modern Warfare 3 Trello board. And we'll have a link to this in the description below if you want to bookmark it for yourself and see when they're updating it. But on the Trello board right now, we've got a bunch of issues that are already listed as fixed scheduled, which means a guaranteed confirmed fix is going to be coming here likely this week with the new updates. We also have some other issues that they are investigating, and if they find fixes for these issues, we could also see these updated this week as well. And throughout the year, we're also going to be periodically checking in on the Trello board to see how it's being updated and get a look at these early notes or upcoming updates from time to time. But initially here, with the global issues, we got a couple of things going on here. First up, they do have an incoming fix scheduled for the match rules data error, or the crashing error, whenever you try to put an underbarrel on the Mw3 I, for one, constantly forget that this is a thing. I'm like, you know, speed running my class setups before a game starts, and I'm going into my Mw3. I'm like, obviously I want an underbarrel on here, and I'm on the main menu and crashed out. So glad that that one is getting fixed. They do technically have fix scheduled still on the UI error where your double XP tokens get stuck. However, that was actually in our last set of patch notes, so either they're just a bit delayed on this or it hasn't fully been fixed for everyone. Oftentimes we'll see things listed in the patch notes that are you know, on the Trello board and have been for some time, but they don't update them, and that's just because the full fix is not out. It was more so of a, hey, this will fix it for some people, but maybe not everyone, and we'll have the entire fix out at a later date. So that may be what's going on here with the double XP tokens being stuck. They're also newly investigating the Borealis completionist camo being frozen and unable to be equipped on weapons when you do go through and unlock it. If you complete that in zombies, sometimes it'll glitch out and you can't actually use it in game, and obviously that sucks. And then Royalty Tiger, the most rare camo in the game. We covered this in a video the other day. You get it for buying the you know, fanny pack on the Call of Duty store website. The camo is brighter than intended if you're playing in the dark. It's not supposed to glow. It's supposed to look like how it does in standard multiplayer games, and not how it does in the Gunsmith. So that is going to be getting nerfed as well. Hey everyone, Gamer Advantage is currently doing a massive holiday sale this week all the way through the 27th, in which everything on the site is going to be 25% off. However, if you use code Immortal at checkout, you actually get an extra 10% discount on top of that. Some select items will even have larger discounts on certain days. So if you're looking to grab a pair of frames, there literally has never been a better time than now. Check out the link down in the description below if you're interested. Now, multiplayer has several upcoming early patch notes already available, even more things that they are investigating that ideally will be fixed this week. Initially here, they do have a complete fix scheduled for the remote turret being disabled in game. It's been disabled for a bit now due to some crashing exploits and other buggy things going on with that, so that should be fully returning here soon. The delay for tac sprint technically is still listed as fixed schedule because it's sort of still in that experimental period. They're seeing how players are reacting to it, and they might further adjust it in the future. They also might not, so that's not really one we have to pay too much attention to as of right now. Bomb site A, this is just a delayed patch note. This has been fixed, so they just have to update that. Then same deal with the parking lot car on underpass that insta kills you. But the various updates here and fixes here that they're investigating should be going out here within ideally a matter of days. Initially here, daily challenge progress still not tracking for some players. This has been a sort of on again off again thing. Just with some challenges, the tracking is not good, and obviously you kind of need that to work for armory challenges so you can get new content, and the win challenges for multiplayer. Now, as you may recall in the last set of patch notes, they made an awesome update for this where even if you don't complete your 3 daily challenges, every time you win a match, it's counting as 1 progress towards that armory unlock. However, right now wins aren't tracking for anyone, so that's entirely busted. Hopefully that gets fixed here soon because that's a pretty big deal. They're also looking into the EOD padding gear not properly mitigating explosive damage. Still, there are some bugs going on with that. The hijacked IFF strobe gear does not function as expected. There's a handful of glitches going on with that in game. Pings in multiplayer are for the most part back. I've noticed them when I've been playing, but they still say in search and destroy. They are limiting those because there were various exploits there. Karachi is still out of the cutthroat map pool because there were some spawn issues there. Same deal with quarry, rundown, and scrapyard and hardpoint. And the FOV bug, they are still looking into this where you can spawn in and be super zoomed out and have like 250 FOV. That one should be fixed here pretty soon as well, which is good news. And then lastly, we shift focus over to zombies, and they've actually updated a handful of things here recently. Initially, the battle pass XP is still listed on there, and we know that that's now going to be getting fixed because of our note from earlier on the COD Updates Twitter. The Golden Enigma and Golden Ivory challenges for certain weapons are still very buggy with tracking. Some fixes have been released for this, and certain weapons will have no issues getting those 100 kills and being able to get out all nice and easy. Others, though, are having problems where you have to basically run in with a gun that has no attachments. You don't pack a punch it, nothing like that. It's just bare and then it will track. That's not supposed to be the case. It should just be you take the weapon in however you want and you can get that challenge progress done. So they are going to be fixing that here soon, and that's a pretty big one as well. Legacy appears to not be dropping a necessary item in the storm from the Castle Act 3 mission. They do have a fix scheduled for that, so that'll be fully fixed here soon. And some players are unable to complete the Deploy to Zakhaev Stronghold step in the Defeat Zakhaev Act 3 story mission. That one is currently being investigated as of this weekend, so they should have a fix out for that soon, so you can actually go through and complete that. But overall, a lot of insight here into what is going to be changing here, what's going to be updated here soon for MW3. Do keep in mind, this is not every single patch note that's going to be in the next update, or maybe in the next 2 or 3 updates. If you're going, hey, wait a minute, where's this bug, or where's this glitch that I'm running into, or why is this not working correctly? This is just some insight on the things they do talk about. There's always plenty more patch notes in every update for things that are not ever listed on the Trello board. So do just remember that when you're looking at this. But that said, that is going to wrap things up for this one. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, drop a like on it. It would be seriously appreciated. And if you're new here, you want to guarantee that you are up to date every single day with all things going on in Call of Duty, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.